So we have so we're going to go through some general information for our parents and the students that are present today. And then after that, we're going to break up into academies, then PE, then electives. So we'll go through that in the slides. De nuevo, bienvenido a nuestra junta. Vamos a comenzar con información general y después de ahí vamos a entrar a otros cuartos con las academias, luego los electivos como educación física, las humanidades y electivos como arte y música, español. Y luego al fin de la junta vamos a tener un espacio para hacer preguntas. All right, next slide, Mr. Hillier. Like you can see right now we're at the 5:30 mark where we're going to present some slides. At 6 p.m. you will be able to join your academy. So please make sure you have these links available. Math at 6:35. Sorry,
I muted you. Sorry,
you muted me. Yeah. So 7 p.m. PE, 7:25 science, 7:45 to 8. We have humanities, special education, Spanish, and the electives: music, band, art, business, finance. And then at 8 p.m. we'll open up this Zoom link again for general questions. Entonces, este es el horario de hoy. Por los siguientes 20 minutos vamos a dar información general. Luego las academias pueden enlazarse con la academia de su alumno. Luego los departamentos de matemática quieren hablar con ustedes, dependiendo en qué grado está su alumno. Continuando con educación física, 7:25 los maestros de ciencia quieren hablar con ustedes. Y luego a las 7:45 puede enlazarse en las humanidades, historia, música, lo que son electivos como la clase de financiera, la clase de negocios, la clase de arte. También si tiene un alumno en educación especial puede ir a ese enlace, es SPED. Y también los maestros de español están listos para hablar con ustedes. De eso a las 8 vamos a tomar preguntas generales. Next slide, please.
And just real quick, if I can, before we go to the next slide, just please note that all of our chat will be going only to our administrative team. So if you have questions, please go ahead and put those in the chat and we'll take a look. And then also for the Zoom links for tonight and our back to school night, this is found on our website on the front page. This was also emailed out to all of our parents and students. So all you have to do is click the blue links on here in order to join those rooms at the specific time. And if you could translate, Mr. De Leon.
Entonces, las preguntas que quieran hacer en el chat solamente va a ir a los administradores. Entonces, por favor, pongan sus preguntas ahí. También esta página la puede encontrar como uno de los primeros botones de la página de web de Richmond High School. Ya que estén en esta página, dependiendo donde quiere ir durante el horario, es de ir a las letras azules y oprimir y se enlaza a ese Zoom. All right, back to you. So, in case you don't know us, this is our admin team. Our assistant principal are Rocio Reyes, Michael Hatcher, and John Hillier. And I'm Jose de Leon, the principal. So we welcome you again to Richmond High School. Las personas aquí es el equipo administrativo, los subdirectores o assistant principals, la señora Reyes, el señor Hatcher y el señor Hillier. Y si no me conocen, yo soy José de León, el director. Un placer estar con ustedes.
And I'll add, feel free to contact us or to email us You can find our contacts on the website, as well as you can call the school. We also use the email askrhs@wccusd.net. And that one goes to our front office. And if you have a question about anything, they will make sure it gets to the right person. And I will put that in the chat.
Quería agregar, si necesita hablar con nosotros, claro, siempre puede llamar a la escuela. Si tenemos bastantes llamadas por día. También pueden usar correo electrónico. Van a poner en el chat el correo electrónico que se llama Ask RHS. Puede escribir en español, inglés o cualquier idioma. Estos correos electrónicos se repasan todos los días. O también en nuestra página de web están el correo electrónico directo para la dirección. Thank you. So important things, couple of updates on COVID. It's always on our mind. We do have weekly testing. That means that every Wednesday, if your student wants to be tested, they need to fill out the testing form. They can fill it out themselves. They just need a little information from you. We will continue our efforts to have our masks on, to have social distancing 3 feet as much as possible. And we are continuing to provide masks for students that are on campus. The teachers, the staff, and the students have been very good at collaborating and reminding each other to wear their masks properly. Primero, los exámenes de COVID siguen aquí en la escuela cada miércoles. Es de llenar el formulario. Sus alumnos pueden hacer la mayoría de ese trabajo. Nomás le van a preguntar por unos documentos a ustedes. Pero por su edad, ellos pueden llenar los formularios aquí en la escuela. Y cada miércoles, después de llenar el formulario una vez, pueden hacer el examen cada miércoles. También seguimos procedimientos de seguridad, usando máscaras, estar distanciados lo más posible. Y todos están trabajando muy bien en conjunto para recordarse unos a otros de usar su máscara en la manera correcta. So the only other question that we have around COVID is, how do you know, or what happens if somebody has COVID on campus? So the way that it happens is either from the weekly test you come positive, and then the administration gets alerted. A lot of the positive that we have has been reported is the families self-reporting. Somebody on the weekend, or an uncle or a mom or a dad has COVID, and then they report it to us, and we follow the district's quarantine process. We send out general letters. Does everybody does not get told who has COVID. If you were next to somebody that has tested positive, then there's a process where the district calls to give the people that were close guidelines and procedures to follow. Our job is to notify everybody and notify the district and do interviews to make sure that the people that are close contact get reported and then contacted by the district. El procedimiento.
Can I add something afterwards, Mr. Lo?
Yeah. El procedimiento que estamos usando es, si alguien nos llama y dice que en la casa alguien es positivo por COVID, puede ser un familiar, puede ser un papá, una tía, etcétera. El procedimiento que seguimos es, si alguien reporta a un maestro o un alumno, vemos quién está en área cercana a ellos. Esa es la primera determinación. Todo eso se pone en un reporte al distrito, y el distrito, los enfermeros del distrito llaman a las personas que se reportaron cercanos a alguien positivo de COVID y les dan instrucciones de cómo, qué tanto tiempo tienen que estar, si están vacunados o no están vacunados. Y con esa conversación les dan el procedimiento para cuando puedan regresar a la escuela. Go ahead, Ms. Reyes.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ms. Reyes. I'm one of the assistant principals. I just wanted to add a little bit about COVID. One, I wanted to thank families because a lot of the positive cases that we are finding are families reporting it. And I really want to thank you because it helps keep our schools safe. We also provide, we legally have to provide work for your student. And so we work with the counselors to give that work. So it is okay if you call us and say, I'm a little worried about my kid possibly having COVID or they're having symptoms, you let us know and we will put your student on what we call independent study, or we will allow their teachers to give them work through Google Classroom. So please let us know how we can support you. If for any reason you are worried about symptoms or if your student has been directly exposed, legally, we can provide 10 days of independent study work. That means remote work where they're working at home and the teachers are providing work via Google Classroom to them. Entonces, solo estoy recordándonos un poco, uno, agradeciendo a las familias de que están reportando muchos de los casos positivos de COVID que han sido en la escuela, ha sido porque las familias lo están reportando y se lo agradecemos mucho porque solo así nos vamos a proteger al uno al otro, ¿verdad? El que estén en la casa dejándonos saber. Entonces, la otra cosa que les pido es que nos dejen saber por cualquier cosa si su hijo no se siente bien o está usted preocupado que tiene un síntoma. Legalmente nosotros le tenemos que proveer trabajo, pero déjenos saber que el estudiante se va a quedar en casa o está esperando los resultados de un examen de COVID. Nosotros legalmente le podemos proveer trabajo. Si por una razón u otra está su hijo directamente expuesto o así está positivo de COVID, le proveemos lo que le llamamos estudios independientes. Los maestros legalmente le tenemos que dar trabajo y lo hacemos por medio de la computadora. Pero déjenos saber porque así nosotros lo podemos apoyar a ustedes para que su estudiante reciba trabajo.
Thank you, Ms. Reyes. And thank you, Ms. Cuellar, for translating for us about the chat. Also, social emotional intelligence skills. That's something that we're working with the teachers and the students in the classroom. We have been away from the classroom and being in a space with 1,500 people for a while. So we are working so our students start collaborating with each other towards the goal of graduating. Los maestros y los alumnos están trabajando en lo que es socioemocional, la inteligencia socioemocional, porque hemos estado alejados de la escuela por 18 meses y hay que aprender a regresar a convivir en un espacio donde 1,500 alumnos más maestros trabajan juntos. Mr. Hiller, you want to talk to us about connecting with families and communicating?
Sure. I also, before we move on from there, we had a question about the GBP website and COVID testing app. So I just want to bring up, the question basically was, do we have to register? How does that work for COVID testing? Have we covered that already?
We did. So you register once, the student can do it. They will ask their parents for some information and then they can test every Wednesday. Entonces la pregunta era la aplicación para apuntarse por los exámenes de COVID. De nuevo, el alumno puede llenarlo aquí en la escuela o en la casa. Los maestros pueden ayudarle con la aplicación. Si necesitan uno que otro documento de los padres, más que nada el seguro médico. Pero ya que hacen la aplicación una vez, nomás usan su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento para tomar el siguiente examen. All right.
Correct. Yeah. So real quick with connecting with families, because I want to get to our counselors because they have a presentation as well. When we're coming with communicating, we really appreciate families that are able to use email. So make sure that you are updating your annual forms so that we have the latest information on you. We need to know what's your home address because we're going to mail stuff home. We need to know your email address so we can contact you electronically. And of course, we need your phone number because we're going to also call. So make sure if you're not hearing from our school every week, you need to come and talk to us and figure out what's missing. If you changed your cell phone or something else is different with your plan or you've had to move, we're very understanding. We want to just make sure we have the most up-to-date information because we have the most important person in your life is working with us and we want to make sure we can reach out to you. So make sure everything's updated and we'll send out weekly update reports. And I'm going to make sure I see some questions posting in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and do my best to answer those as well.
Entonces, más que nada, debería de estar escuchando de la escuela frecuentemente. Se hacen anuncios por su teléfono. Estamos mandando correos electrónicos a los alumnos y a los padres. Entonces, estén pendientes de esa comunicación. Si no están recibiendo ningún tipo de comunicación de la escuela, por favor, hay que llamar o hay que hacer una cita para ver sus datos de comunicación, sea su teléfono, sea un correo electrónico, para actualizarlo. Así pueden estar al tanto de lo que hacemos aquí en la escuela. También no se les olvide, la página web de Richmond High School también tiene bastante información. Also, don't forget that the Richmond High School website has is very rich in information. All right. Support from homeschool, Mr. Hillier?
For that one, we're just looking for support from home to school.
Yeah.
So we just know that right now, a teamwork between families at home and communicating with our educators at school is really crucial. So make sure that if you have access to Power School, if you have access to email, if you have access to calling our school, that's going to be really crucial in order to, work as a team. And that's really what we want to see. So we're looking for support from the home and as well as being transparent about what the support from our school looks like.
All right, thank you. Let's get to our counselors. So once again, entonces más que nada, queremos, como nosotros apoyamos a sus alumnos aquí, queremos continuar el apoyo entre la casa y la escuela. Todo eso tiene que ver mucho con la comunicación. So remember, ask RHS at wccusd.net is for you to ask questions, and also the Richmond High website. Les queremos recordar, pueden ver aquí en amarillo, ask RHS, @wccusd.net. Es una manera de comunicarse con nosotros por medio de un correo electrónico o pueden visitar el website de la escuela. All right, back to you, Mr. Hillier.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. All right. So we want to transition right now because we got about 10 minutes left to talk a little bit about our amazing counselors. They've expanded their team this year and we're super excited to have them go. So Ms. Jan, if you're here, I would love to turn it over to you.
I am here, but I'm not in charge of this. I'm going to pass it on to Ms. Calderon and Ms. Frankel.
All right, perfect.
Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ms. Calderon, I'm one of the counselors. So I'm just going to go ahead and introduce so I'm part of the counseling team at Richmond High School, and I'm actually going to go ahead and introduce everyone else.
Next slide, please.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Jen. So this year we do have, so last year, academic counselors, we only had two. It was myself and Ms. Rios, who this year she oversees the Law Academy. So we have expanded our counseling team to 3 additional counselors. In addition to that, we continue to have Ms. Jan as our full-time college and career counselor. Many people don't know this, but we're actually up until this year, Ms. Jan was pretty much the only full-time college and career counselor in the district. So we have been very lucky that we continue to have her as part of our team. So Mr. Gonzalez, he's part of the Engineering Academy. So if your student is in the Engineering Academy, or EPA as this frequently known, he would be your student's counselor. Ms. Jan, she's our college and career counselor. And Ms. Rios, this year, she only oversees the Law Academy. So if your student is in the Law Academy, she would be the designated counselor for your student. Next slide, please.
Who's translating, Ms. Calderon?
I'm not sure. I wasn't really pushing. We had a translator, sorry. Is Ms. Franco here? Maybe she can translate and I can just do it in English.
Hi, I am Ms. Franco. So yeah, I'm one of the school counselors here. I'm one of the new school counselors. Soy la consejera de multimedia, soy Ms. Franco. Lo que dijo Ms. Calderón es que agregamos consejeros nuevos. So anteriormente habían 3 consejeros y ahora tenemos 6. 5 de nosotros somos consejeros de las academias y tenemos a Ms. Jan, que es la consejera del Centro de Colegio y Carreras.
Thank you, Ms. Franco. So on this slide, we have myself, which I am the Health Academy counselor. So if your student is in the Health Academy, I would be their designated counselor. Ms. Franco, who just did the translation, she is part of the Media Academy. So if your student is in media, she would be their designated counselor. And Mr. Garcia Rodriguez, he is our Internationals Academy counselor. So that is our team.
Ok, y Ms. Calderón dijo que los consejeros aquí de las academias, o Ms. Calderón es la consejera de la Academia de Health, yo soy de la Academia de Media, García Rodríguez es de la Academia de los Internacionales, y tenemos a Mr. González de la Academia de Ingeniería, y tenemos a Ms. Ríos de la Academia de Leyes, de Law.
Next slide, please. So we sometimes do get asked the question, what do counselors do? What is our job? We do take on a lot of roles sometimes, but these are sort of the more academic ones that we do as academic counselors. So we do academic planning. So we do plan with your students depending on what they want to do. That includes both, academic planning, for example, if they need credit recovery, if they need to take certain classes. And that's also where class schedules come in place, where we go ahead and we will be the one doing schedule changes, or just go ahead and make sure that they are in the right classes every year. So I'm going to leave it there so Ms. Franco can go ahead and translate.
Gracias. So, aquí tenemos una lista de lo que hacemos los consejeros en la escuela. Perdón por no habérselos escrito en español, pero lo que hacemos aquí es asistir a los estudiantes, ver que estén tomando las clases correctas y que tengan los créditos apropiados para graduación, que estén tomando las clases que necesiten para que puedan ir a la universidad a los que quieran ir. Les cambiamos las clases si es necesario. Si necesitan más ayuda emocional o socialmente, también los podemos referir o hablar con ellos nosotros mismos.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do the next, the rest in English, but Ms. Franco actually kind of did the overview of all the points. So graduation evaluations, we go ahead and we meet with the students to go over their transcript just to make sure they are on track to graduate. For example, right now, all the counselors are meeting with their seniors to do what is called a senior evaluation, where we just make sure that they are on track their final year for graduation. College and career exploration. So we do help them kind of look at the different college campuses or different post-secondary options that they have, or they're interested in going into. We do have some, somewhat of conflict mediation sometimes. Not like the super ones, like those would be admin, but basic conflict mediation. And then social emotional check-in. Sometimes the teachers will say, hey, I'm concerned about this student. Can you check in with them? So we'll go ahead and do that if needed, and they do need additional personal counseling, then we also go ahead and refer them to the wellness center, and we think that's what the referrals it's for. We also do a lot of letters of recommendations, especially for our seniors where they're applying to scholarships, they're applying to colleges, to particular academic programs. We do some of the recommendations. And then this is actually, I think maybe Mr. Garcia can attest to a little bit of this. We assist with the reclassification of EL students. So if Mr. Garcia wants to maybe elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yes, so hello everyone, good evening. My name is Mr. Garcia Rodriguez and I'm one of the school counselors at Richmond High. And I'm the one responsible for English learners and the international academies. So some of the work that we do, in this case that I will be doing, is assist with the monitoring the progress and the process of reclassification for EL students. So just making sure that we communicate where they in the reclassification process and make sure that we continue to have that conversation with them and their families. So that's some of the things that we're going to be doing.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. So in case you do want to go ahead and have a meeting, whether it's you or your student wants to go ahead and have or make an appointment with their designated counselor, you can actually do that. We do have a link where you can submit a Google form to go ahead and request an appointment to see a counselor. Most of the counselors are also willing to do drop-ins where a student can come in during lunchtime or after school. Without an appointment. Some of the counselors are doing that as well. So si quiere tener una cita con su estudiante, o si usted quiere tener una cita, o si estudiante quiere tener una cita con su consejero, lo que pueden hacer es que hay una forma que pueden llenar en internet, es una forma por medio de Google Form, la pueden llenar pidiendo una cita con el consejero o la consejera. Muchos de los consejeros, muchos de los consejeros también aceptan visitas durante el almuerzo y después de escuela, sin requerirse alguna cita también.
All right, so thank you very much, counselors. It looks like some parents are moving over to their academy links. It's 6:04. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all in the academies. And if you have any questions, please ask, send us an email, or give us a call. So please go ahead and move on to your academy meeting.
We will stay here as well if you have questions, so we'll keep this one open. So go ahead and you can find this document on the front page of our website. I will show that here real quick. And we'll stay here and work with anyone that might have some questions about it. So on our main page, we have the back to school night link. And I will put that in the chat if anyone needs it.